Back. Right, I'm going to add a little addendum. I'm going to add a little footnote here. Because I messed up on the last video, but I ended the video before I realised. Even though I thought I'd put the float in the right way up, I put it in upside down. Basically, cutting off the fuel supply. And if you want to test that you have got your float in the right way up, get the horrible hose, hold the float, or hold the carburetor up in front of your eyes and blow. Can you hear the air escaping? Yeah, right, so the float is open. Gas can get in. Right, now tip the carb upside down and blow again. Nothing's happening. That was me blowing. So if nothing's happening, the valve has closed the float bowl. Right, that's that easy check done. Now I'm going to move over and try and get some electric. So the bike is out in strong sunlight, so we're not really going to see what I'm going to attempt. You have to take my word for it. But basically, before we start, we need a battery. No battery, no electric. Some systems will run without a battery because they are batteryless systems, but not this one. Well, actually it might, but for the sake of argument, if it was built to have a battery, then a battery we're going to put in it. There's no point in messing about, and there's no point in using some crap old battery with a jump start kit either. That's just a waste of time. So without waffling on, let's go and blag a battery. Alright, pro tip, this is a 5. Oh no, it's a 7 actually. I thought it was a 5. Anyway, this is the one size smaller battery than what you should have in a CRF 250, which saves you quite a few grams in weight. Pro tip, it works absolutely fine. I thought it was a 5 and not a 7. Maybe you got to have a 9 because it says a 7 amp on there. But anyway, this is a 150 sized battery instead of a 250 battery. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get it on. Right. I may as well put some humour value into this video. This is what we have to work with in Thailand all the time. Can you tell me why that's on there like that? Because I'll just pick my way inside here a minute for the wah 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 movement. This is kind of like standard with nearly everything I touch here. The wah 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 is coming. It's coming, people. It's coming. I'm trying to be quick. I'm trying to keep the video short. I'm trying to keep viewers. I'm trying to make sense out of why this was done like this. Oh god, it's tied in a knot. It's actually tied in a... Why did they do that? You don't need to hang around while I do the ground terminal, so hold on, I'll be back. Well, excuse my surprise. It's exactly the same. So, now we've unravelled that. Can we even put these back on? Nah, we'll do that later. We'll just chuck those in the parts bin. So, when you're connecting batteries, start with your live. And fit it nice and firmly. Right. Don't just whack your ground on. Just give it a quick tap, tap, tap. Right, if you get any kind of arcing, sparking, or massive great big flashes of electricity, don't go any further. It means something is live. Something's switched on. Something's going down to earth. If you get nothing at all, fine. Connect it up. And that we can see by the state of this bolt when I get out of the way that Electric corrosion is taking its toll. I should really swap that out. Right, okay, so we got the battery on. The sharp ones amongst you will see there's no carburetor, but there's no fuel either. So next thing we'll do is we'll come up here and see what happens if we just turn it on. What we have got, oh, that's nothing. Heavens above. We've got a light switch there. Guess what? Oh, hang on. We've got something happening. Not back there though. What about this thing? Nope. Right. I think we'll give up trying to check the electrics. That's something you can do on your bike. My only interest now is getting a spark. So, right, just off camera back there, I have given that a bit of a wire brushing, given it a bit of clean and some thinners, and then torched it with a Zippo. It's now a little bit warm, it's a little bit clean, it's a little bit dry. Now we're going to do the spark test. So really what we want, this is always a pain in the ass, is the plug. Nicely earthed out on the engine. Turn the electric around so we can see it. Right. Now then, I've got it down there in the shade. Let's turn the ignition on. I'm assuming it's not in gear. If it's in gear, it's about to go flying across the yard. Let's press the button. Oh, I can. Yeah, I can see some interesting stuff going on with the starter switch up there, which you can't see. But anyway, let's push it. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, but I can see a perfect spark. So that's excited me to the point of putting the carburetor back on. Right, this fantastic camera angle, which shows you nothing, is trying to illustrate the fact that when you are putting these tiny little carbs back on, the actual torque for bolting them on is 0 ugga-duggas. About a quarter to a half an ugga-dugga is fine. You don't have to just bolt these things on and strip all the threads out like most people seem to want to do. It's just not necessary. Just tweak it slightly. It's on an O-ring. The one on the bottom's ready to be done up. There. So you just pull it up and just nip them off. You can make the ugga-dugga sound if it makes you feel good, but you don't need to use an ugga-dugga gun, really. This one's taking a little bit longer than what I want it to, because I can't get a 1-minute video if I gotta keep screwing that in, can I? Come on. Let's get my big head in there. Big ugly head in there. Oh. I just made a slight mistake there, which I'll have to correct. Oh dear. Well, that was embarrassing. I put the carburetor on at a slight angle and the bolt wasn't going into the hole. Ha 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 ha. But anyway, at least I'm honest when I do stuff. We've all done it. So, this is my fuel supply pipe, which was a lovely conglomeration of 2 different types of pipe off the fuel tank. The fuel tank I've not actually checked for cleanliness, but the carburetor wasn't a howler. So I'll just pop the slide in and then we'll try and go for the big one. Right, here's my slides. And if you have just turned up to these videos, I'm aiming these at beginners. So if you're a dyed-in-the-wool professional and you're shouting at me, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for people that are doing this for the first time. Now, carburetor slides. The carburetor slides I have this cut out here, and can you see that little dent at the top there? That screw rests on that screw there. That's what controls your idle. You screw it in to raise the slide, you screw it out to lower the slide. But of course, if the slide could rotate in the bore, then it'll rotate past where that screw is when it's open, and then when it goes to shut again, the throttle's going to be jammed wide open. So on the other side of the bore, there's a locating pin. So when you put the slide in, the slide has to locate on the pin. If it doesn't, you'll be in trouble when you rev it up. So that's the slide explained. Now we got to get the cable on. So that's your return spring. You've now got to bunch that spring right up small and try and get the whole lot in shot, which I can't see because I'm not looking. Right, there you go. Your cable goes down the outside, locks up in the hole, let go of the spring. There it is. Now we've got to realise that we should have done that inside the frame before we did that. So now I've got to try and squeeze it all in here. Lift it up there. Push it all down in there, making sure I get the slot over that side. And you can see it go down in the hole, so yeah, it's over there. This is not good. Right, now the carburetor top, if you bother to watch part 1, the top wasn't even on. I think that goes over, actually. I do believe that goes over, so save some time a minute. Right, I've run it over. Give your throttle a couple of clicks, make sure you can hear the slide bottoming in back out so you know that you're not stuck wide open. Next bit is the gas. Right, I managed to find half a teacup of fresh gas. So with this lovely arrangement of clear pipe pushed into a rubber pipe, we're going to turn it on and see if anything makes its way to the tank. To the carb. It does. See the flow? Check my flow. The other thing you want to watch is it pissing out at the bottom of the carburetor? If it's not actually pissing out the carburetor, then the carburetor is sealing, so that's nice. So, watching this here, it's still flowing, so it's still filling up the bowl, unless it's poured straight into the engine. That should stop flowing in a minute when the bowl shuts off. There you go. Right, it stopped flowing, so the bowl shut off. So that means time for action. But before we do that, something everybody overlooks. Don't go trying to knock something into life. Oh, God. That's nice. Without checking it's got oil in it. Oh, and you can get away for a couple of minutes with no water if it's water cooled, but no oil. You are not in for a good time. So yeah, it's got some very filthy oil somewhere on the stick. So let's go for the big one. Now, everybody does these videos of, I had this barn find, but will it start? Well, let's play with the game, and I'll try and do the same thing. Now, I haven't paused this at all, just so there's no sort of well, you started that while it was paused. Nope, I have not paused it. I am just trying to set the thing, what do you call it, tripod? Yeah, that's the one. Right, I'm going to try and set it up ready, just to prove it's not been started. Gas is on. choke is on the key. Right. Ignition on. Did actually fire then. I say, no bullshit with my builds. So there you go, that's pretty much all you need to know on how to get the pile of shit you bought off Marketplace to run. Cheerio now.